Rise and shine on your Thursday, July 4th. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Every Thursday, we have the pleasure of learning more about Gadsden State Community College. And today, we're excited to bring you a selection of insightful segments from previous episodes. We'll start with Dr. Murphy, president of Gadsden State Community College. She will share her vision and initiatives for the college's future. Next, we have Dr. Farrah Hayes, Dean of Academic Services, followed by Dr. Joey Battles, Dean of Health Sciences Division, providing us with valuable insights into the respective areas. We'll also hear from Dr. Cynthia Mulinex, Director of the Nursing Program, discussing the vital role of nursing education and training. Then Sarah Altman, Director of Veterans Upward Bound, will talk about the support and resources available to veterans at Gadsden State. And finally, Kanisha Jackson, Director of Student Support Services, will share how her team helps students succeed and thrive during their time at the college. So grab your coffee, settle in, and enjoy this enlightening journey through Gadsden State Community College. Rise and shine. Good morning. It is Thursday, April 25th, and we appreciate you for starting your day with us. So every Thursday for a little over 2 months now, we have been joined by a special guest with Gadsden State Community College. And I, along with you, the viewers, have learned so much about Gadsden State and the many opportunities that having a community college right here in our backyard with 5 campuses and opportunities for online learning and in-house learning. It's just such a great thing for our community, workforce development, skills training, whatever type of education that you're looking for, you can find it at Gadsden State. So this morning we have the president of Gadsden State, Dr. Kathy Murphy, with us. Good morning, Dr.
Morning.
Murphy.
Thank you so much. What a privilege to have this time with you today.
Oh, thank you. It's our privilege. I have just, like we were talking, I've enjoyed so much. Every Thursday morning, I get to be joined with a dean of, or a doctor, or just so many great guests with your college.
Yes.
Some of them, Dr. Cheryl Sington, she was our first guest, and she's with the EOC program. And then we've had workforce development, along with your nursing, health sciences, enrollment, and your entire team has just been absolutely amazing. You can feel the passion that they have for Gadsden State.
We do. We absolutely have the passion of what we do. What a wonderful team we have at Gadsden State. We're truly blessed with deans and instructors and all of our faculty and staff, the support system.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful place, and it's my privilege to be the president at Gadsden State.
And so you took on that role in 2021, is that correct?
January 2021.
Wow.
3 years, 3 months plus, and couldn't be more excited. I was excited when I came, and the more momentum we get, the further down the track we get, just the more excited it all is for us. And you know, the driving piece is that of how do we serve students and how do we serve our community better, and so that drives us every day.
That was the plan then, is to see how you could implement, sorry, I'm just so excited about it. But how do you implement in a community? Like, how do you make sure that you're serving that community and that you're offering those courses that best serve the community?
You know, we really try to make sure we have our finger on the pulse, that we have our boots on the field, that we're listening to our constituents. I'll give an example from yesterday. We had the privilege to host our Calhoun Chamber at our Ayers campus.
Okay.
And so Dr. Don Killingsworth, our friend from JSU, and I had an opportunity to talk about our colleges. And so I took advantage of the opportunity to have some of the best leaders in Calhoun County sitting in that room and ask them to give me some feedback. We want to add some programs at our Ayers campus, and we could all sit around, we as in my staff, myself, we could sit around and go, oh, I believe they need to have so-and-so on the Ayers campus. But why don't we ask those who are in this community, what do we need to offer on our Ayers campus? So I'll be asking our local superintendents to allow us to get some input from our high school students. We'll ask our local superintendents to also allow us to get some feedback from our high school instructors. So when we get that feedback from students, from instructors, from our community leaders, I think then we have a better idea of what does business industry, what do our schools, what do our students believe we should offer to help us be progressive at our Ayers campus. And so we're just excited about getting feedback and not purporting that we know it all,
right.
but instead we want to learn from our respective communities. So just one example of how we try to be engaged and hear from our constituents.
Yeah, and that was yesterday. That was the higher learning?
Yes, that was the state of higher education.
Higher education.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's so great to listen to the community and to be able to serve the community better by listening.
Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely.
Was there a good turnout yesterday?
There was a great turnout, and we're so appreciative of the Calhoun Chamber and all the things they do, and of course we serve 5 counties, and we're so appreciative of each of them and the way they come alongside Gadsden State and support us. I love to say that none of us live in a silo. We're all living in a community together, and it's how we do the work together. So we're so appreciative of our Chamber of Commerce and all of our city leaders here in our respective cities, and what a great place to serve.
It sure is, and to make sure that that residents have that opportunity to be educated here and then stay here and develop our workforce in our communities.
Absolutely, and I think sometimes we're one of the best kept secrets.
I think so.
I think Dr. Killingsworth said it well yesterday. He said, not many communities have the opportunity to have a 4-year institution and a 2-year institution in its proximity.
Yes.
And so, we don't want to be a well-kept secret. We want to be a well-known opportunity for our community. At Gadsden State, we offer over 70 programs. So if you have an interest, we probably have a program to serve you. Our students can get certificates, long-term, short-term certificates. They can get an Associate of Arts, an Associate of Science, an Associate of Applied Science. We can support students whether they want to get non-credit opportunities, whether they want to go into adult education. Maybe they didn't finish high school, but they'd really like to get that GED. We can support students in that area. I believe we have about a 93% success rate in supporting our adult learners after high school who perhaps didn't get that diploma. So we're proud of that adult education. Look, we have continuing education opportunities. Does someone want to learn how to do CPR? Various and sundry things that maybe just on a level of personal interest, recreationally they want to learn. We have our continuing education program. So if there's a need, we're here to find ways to support and meet those needs.
There was one that I was interested in, which is carpentry. I noticed there was a carpentry program, and a friend of mine, we're like, let's do that.
Yes.
When we have some time, let's do the carpentry class, because that would be so much fun. As a skill that we would both be interested in, that would come in handy around the house if we needed to fix something. I got this, and I would love to know that.
Dr. Dean Alan Smith actually wrote one of the curriculums for our Carpentry Helper program.
Okay.
So many throughout the state are benefiting from the wisdom of one of our own who helped design that program. I've often said that I would love to have some at least nominal knowledge of carpentry. I wished I understood small motors better. I have a little small farm in Butler County, Alabama, south of Montgomery, and there's always something to work on, tinker with, and usually I have to make a call to somebody to help me. I do wish I knew a bit more in those areas.
Well, there's a class at Gadsden State
exactly
that you can take.
I need to take some classes, don't I?
It would be so much fun just to know that, just to be able to say, I can handle it.
Exactly.
And it was so fun getting to visit with Alan Smith, and Andy Robertson joined him and talked about all of that workforce development. And I was just so surprised at how affordable, if not free, some of these classes are.
Yes, and about 75% or so of our students need some sort of support, scholarship, some sort of financial aid, Pell Grants. And so if one has a real desire to come to college, we can help find a way to make that happen.
Yes.
You know, one of the benefits of our 2-year system, and we tout this often and we're proud of it, is we're the most affordable education in Alabama. And when you consider that we have quality instruction at a lower rate per credit hour than other institutions, we really encourage people to give us a look. Now, if we were subpar and non-quality in the instruction side and also cheaper cost-wise, okay, that's a no-go. But when you can get that quality education and you can do so at an affordable price, man, folks should be all in on that.
I know, what's stopping you?
That's right. That's
I can't think of a reason.
Yes.
And they do. You have like with Andy Green and Cody Beck were here with enrollment services. They talk about advisors and people who were there to help. So start filling out the FAFSA, and then now there's a new FAFSA.
It's been an ordeal.
Yeah, I can imagine anything that's new. You know,
Yes.
change is always a challenge. But when you have someone there that is educated on that and who can guide you in that way, it just makes things so much easier.
Well, what are the benefits and the support from our Dean and Student Services as a result of his work and much work on the part of others? We've increased enrollment at Gadsden State. We have increased enrollment 8% over fall of 22 to fall of 23. We've increased our enrollment this spring 5% over where we were previous spring. Last May, we graduated more students than ever. 535 students graduated with 807 different credentials. We actually had some high school students graduating who also had significant college credit at the same time. So when they graduated from high school, maybe they had certificates also in areas of workforce skills training, and so that's exciting. We've also increased our retention rate. You know, it's one thing to recruit a student to you. Can you keep that student once you get them? Again, I'm going to quote my friend Don Killingsworth from yesterday. He said, it's much less costly to retain our students than it is to go out and try to recruit students. So that recruitment piece is always a big part of all of our work at the post-secondary level, 2-year, 4-year institutions. So we're increasing completers. That means we're increasing the numbers who are graduating, the number who are getting credentials. We're just excited we're increasing the number of credit hours that our students are taking. And in other words, more than 50% of our students are part-time students. Okay. A descriptor of our students would be more than 50% are part-time. Look, many of our students are doing the very best they can to come and take a class. Sure. You know, we'd love for them to come and take a full load. We get it. Some of our students can't do that. Many of our students are first-generation attendees. Parents, grandparents, no one in the family's ever gone to college. And yet they're taking that very brave and courageous step to go to college. And so that's exciting to see that we have so many students who are stepping outside of maybe the family tradition where no one has had perhaps the opportunity to go to college. Right. And these students are finding a way and making a way. And so first generation college students, we have many students who financially struggle. Again, back to about 75% of our students needing that support. Most of our students are females. So come on, males, we need more. We need more men and guys to come and take advantage of our programs.
There's so many jobs that are out there that are unfulfilled, that they can take a class at Gadsden State and go through that course and start their new career in CDL or welding or so many things. And we've got so much more to talk about. We've got to go check in with our local area weather and have a word from our sponsors, but stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. We will be right back.
At Family Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
You may not believe it, but it's true. The 2024 Team 1 Chevys are here. All 2324 Silverado light duties have 2.9% financing for 72 months. The hottest new 24 Team 1 Chevy Blazer, 1.9% financing and no payments till April. And the #1 selling family vehicle, the Equinox. 24 models. You got it. 1.9% financing and no payments till April. Team 1 Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. Or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is Thursday, May the 2nd, 7:48 this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you're tuning in, of course, sharing with your friends and family, anyone that you think needs to know this, and really anybody needs to know this information, because this is a great to further your career or whatever area in life you're in. This could be some great opportunities for you. So we're visiting with the Dean of Academic Services, Dr. Farrah Hayes. Welcome back, Dr. Hayes.
Thank you.
Ms. Farrah, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So when we went to break, you were talking about some academic programs that are available. Of course, we were talking about the many scholarship opportunities, and those can be in any of these academic programs. So there are so many opportunities there. Let's talk about a few. So business, fine arts, health and physical, education.
So business is actually one of our largest divisions. So we have accounting technology, cybersecurity, networking, paralegal, accounting technology, economics, and students can come to us to get their general studies in business and marketing before they go into a four-year college. But within that program, students can become a paralegal, and we've actually just started a partnership with Samford University where students can transfer into Samford and continue to become continue their paralegal studies. We have an outstanding computer science program we actually just began a cybersecurity short-term certificate, but our degree program will start this fall, our associates in cybersecurity. And that is a area that is booming. In fact, I read last week that the FBI in Huntsville wants to expand by 3,400 jobs in the next 5 years. Wow. So the job market is so hot right now for any kind of networking and cybersecurity or computer sciences. Yes. And many of those programs can be done online from the comfort of your home.
There you go.
So it's a great opportunity for students who may work full-time and want to expand their careers.
And that's the thing, is there's opportunities to work around if you're working, because sometimes you know, oh, I can't go to school because I'm working.
Right.
But you have opportunities to either have the
Absolutely.
in-class or the in-home. And some people, especially if you like to be on the computer, you tend to can do that at home as well. Like some
Absolutely.
jobs you need to get out and about, but if you're working at like a cybersecurity, like being able just to you and your computer.
Absolutely.
And there's such a need for that because as technology continues advancing, and there are definitely people who want to try to take advantage of any space they can. So having that
course.
cybersecurity is so important.
It's going to make a huge change for our computer science program just to grow beyond just networking and into cybersecurity. So it's a wonderful opportunity for students at any of our campuses. At the Ayers campus specifically, we have some office administration programs that students can take in person or online with medical coding, and they can prepare for a career in a hospital, and you know, it can launch them into so many different avenues.
Yeah. That is the thing, is it can just open up that world of possibilities.
Absolutely.
Just by taking that first step.
It's the tree trunk, and then they can just grow their branches. So we can help them establish that. And one of the things that at Gadsden State that I love the most is that we are an institution for everyone. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long you've been out of school, where you went to high school, even if you finished high school. We are an institution that can serve you.
Yes.
Because we are open door admission. We're ready to serve you, and people will come in all the time. I talk to students regularly and say, I haven't used a computer. I can just use my phone. It's okay. We'll sit down with you. We'll work with you. We have tutoring services available, student support services, the Teaching and Learning Center, the library. We have a multitude of avenues for success.
And that's what's so cool, is no matter what experience you have or what level you're on, that's okay, because there's an opportunity there and there's help.
Absolutely.
Those tutoring services, that's really
It's-
important.
It makes a huge impact for our students. Huge.
Yeah, and to not have that pressure of I can't, you know, because can't never could. And so we want to take can't out of the equation, because
Absolutely.
yes, you can.
Absolutely.
You can with your help from Gadsden State. So amazing academic programs. So the transfer and pre-professional degrees. So there's a number of those degrees.
Yes,
A lot of them.
A lot of them. So we have a lot of general studies programs, and when a student comes to us, a lot of times they'll say, I just want to take my basics. And they usually think that's English and math and science and a history course. But we actually work with so many four-year colleges through something called the STARS Guide to help students take their classes before they transfer to a four-year degree to finish their professional degree, so that when they leave us, they can enter into a four-year program either as a second semester sophomore or a junior. And some students are even further along than that. So it opens up a world of opportunities for students who want to be teachers, that they can get all of their basics with us. Students who want to go pre-law or even pre-med. We have actually one of the best kept secrets at Gadsden State is our gross anatomy lab. We are the only community college in the state of Alabama with a gross anatomy lab. And so we have 4 cadavers that our students work on. And it's so interesting that if you go to UAB to major in any kind of health science, as a student, you can't touch the cadaver body. Only the medical students can. But at Gadsden State, our students work hands-on inside of their cadaver, learning everything about the body. And so we open this opportunity for students who continue on into their medical career, and that is such a valuable foundation for them.
It absolutely is. You know, I got to visit the cadaver lab.
Oh, it's
during leadership. I got to go in, and of course they gave us the option,
Yes.
but I was like, yes, I want to go. But how many chances do you get to go and visit a cadaver lab? And it was so interesting.
It's amazing.
And the opportunities, like you said, that opens up to be able to gain that experience and that hands-on experience.
And our instructor, Philip Snyder, he is so passionate, and he opens that lab to every high school. And we have high schools visiting our campus almost every day in the spring to visit our cadavers, and it's just an experience that you won't get anywhere else.
Sure, and you get to see if you can, you know, if that's something that you're drawn to or something that you want to explore.
Absolutely.
And that's really cool, especially as a high school student, because in theory you might think, oh yeah, that sounds cool, but you might get in there and be like,
I can't do that.
I can't, or you might think, oh yeah, this is for me. This is what I want to do.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And to know that that's just right there and available. And one thing is your website is so easily navigated. So you can go on there. I think we have a little tidbit on that transfer and pre-professionals degree there, to see, okay, well maybe not on that one, but to see like how easy it is. You go to gadsdenstate.edu and you're able to see all of the many opportunities and click on those and see what opportunities like are in any of these things, like engineering or forestry even.
Yes. When you simply on the website, you can go to programs of study and you can choose health science, technical, or academics, and it'll lead you into our catalog and it'll show everything available. Jackie Edmondson and her team do a fantastic job managing our website.
Yeah, it's so informative. Like if there's something that you want to know about or how to or tips on this or video testimonials, yeah, we do have that. Let's say, so you can just right here learn more about scholarships and then look at all of these opportunities. Skip tips for students who are preparing to transfer. So if you go on there, like, where do I start? We'll start at gadsdenstate.edu. That's a great starting point. And then it will direct you to the programs, and it will direct you to Dr. Farrah Hayes and her team. And you're always willing, like you said, to talk with students and to help guide someone if somebody says, like, hey, where do I start? I'm interested in changing my career or beginning my career. Where do I even start?
Well, and we have a team of faculty advisors and professional advisors. I work very close with our Advisement Resource Center and the director, Dr. Dana Davis. And we work diligently to make sure that our students know about transfer pathways and transfer scholarships that are available. It's unbelievable how many of our students get transfer scholarships that are full tuition. Just last week we had our Honors Day program, and several of our students received full tuition to UAB, full tuition to Jacksonville State, full tuition to UNA. It's amazing the opportunities out there.
How cool is that? And they're getting to an affordable start to this, right?
Absolutely.
Because even if you're paying the price per class, even if you don't go through scholarship, it's very affordable.
It's very affordable.
So you're able to get that, and then when you transfer over, you aren't saddled so much with all of that financial burden.
Well, and last week I was speaking to a group here at the Calhoun County Chamber and young professionals, and some of them had not finished their degree, and they work full time, and they said, I don't know if I can handle a full load. And I said, you know, the thing is, time is going to pass anyways, so just take one class at a time. Just take 2 classes at a time. Do it step by step, because time is going to pass, and then you will finish. And along the way, you're going to learn something that you can apply to your job.
Exactly. That's the thing, is we're always learning. We're always needing to pick up things. And if you've been in a job for a certain amount of time and you've just been doing that same job, there might be more creative ways to get your job done more efficiently or to add this to your team. So there's always things to learn.
And one program that's growing right now is our Child Development Program. And so it is an early childhood program. Our director, Gwen Ford, she has worked so hard to grow this program and help students become preschool teachers or helpers or transfer into a 4-year college to finish their early childhood degree. And coming this fall, we'll actually offer the child development classes on the Ayers campus as well. So we have not had classes for child development on the Ayers campus since 2016, I believe. So it's going to be a great opportunity.
That's so needed. We need that early childhood development. We need to get it started, you know, as early as we possibly can, and then to have teachers. We need educators. Okay, well, we have so many more things to talk about. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back. Do everyone a favor and share this. Like, make sure everyone is watching. If you know somebody who is looking for their next step of their career, share this link right now, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. If you're watching on television, go find us on YouTube today and share this information with a friend. But stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Look, have you ever had a bank give you money for anything? Family Savings actually pays me for keeping my money at their credit union. I earned interest of 3% APY on my checking account and 1.5% APY on my savings, just for what I was already doing at my old bank. I even get up to $20 per month in ATM fee returns. It's kind of nice to get paid for just using my checking account.
Open an Engage account at Family Savings Credit Union and get rewarded. Family Savings, your best financial friend.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
At Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
Hey, is your money future-proof? When I invest in a CD, Family Savings gives me a great rate, way better than my old savings account. Now, my money makes money, and I don't have to do a thing. Watching those numbers go up is really satisfying, and I can feel good about my family's future.
Open a CD at Family Savings Credit Union and get your best rate no matter the term. Family Savings Credit Union, your best financial friend.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. So we have our guest in from Gadsden State. We have Dr. Joey Battles. He is the Dean of Health Sciences Division, and Dr. Cynthia Mulinex. She is the Director of the Nursing Program. So welcome.
Hey,
Hi, good morning.
I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad to have y'all. There are so many really exciting things happening over at Gadsden State and the nursing program and the health sciences division. My goodness, what opportunities there are right here in Calhoun, Cherokee, and Etowah counties.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
So one of the things that I was recently reading about is the ribbon cutting that happened, October of last year, to introduce the renovations of, let's see, I want to make sure, the Helderman Hall and Bevel Hall. And so there's the ribbon cutting right there. Many people came out to see the newly renovated health science buildings. So that's Bevel Hall and Helderman Hall. And so Helderman Hall houses the Gadsden State Nursing Program and the emergency medical, and while Bevel Hall is home to the radio, how do you say that? Radiography. It's early.
It is early.
And the medical laboratory technology program. So expand a little bit about that. What's the significance of these new renovations? Miss Cynthia, I'll start with you.
Well, the Helderman Hall's been the nursing building for a long, long time, and it was really time to make some changes. So we were very fortunate to have the monies available, and Dr. Battles can tell you a little bit more about those specifics and all the
Well, we started out with our
details.
HVAC, so we needed to update our air conditioning and heating. And so once we did that, we had some additional monies available, and we were able to reduce some lighting and new LED lighting, update our classrooms and things like that. Our buildings are from the 80s, and so it was time to do a little cosmetic, and so we were fortunate to be able to do some of those. We have some fantastic equipment, so we just need to make sure the equipment sort of match the buildings themselves. So.
Sure, and that equipment isn't cheap. That's expensive equipment
So
too.
true. So
Yeah,
true.
that's what it takes to make sure that your students have the best to prepare them.
Yes, and we really had a mindset change over the last couple of years with our new administration, and it's now looking at state-of-the-art equipment. And we've had great donations from our hospitals and just our community, and we appreciate those. We love those. We'll still take those.
Yes.
But we just want to make sure our students are working with state-of-the-art equipment, because once they go out to the hospital, whether it be a small community hospital or the largest facility that's out there, a research hospital, we want them to be prepared to work with that equipment. And so that's the equipment we need to bring for them to to essentially practice on.
Yeah, and congratulations on that, because that's what, $1 million in new equipment and renovations is what I read in the press release. And so what all does that have with it? Like what all equipment, or is there any other facility improvements or additional enhancements?
We were able to really upgrade all of the nursing skills labs in the building. We have one in the downstairs area. We implemented a larger new skills lab practice area for students. We're able to get all new hospital beds, like looks just like a hospital setting. So you have the overbed table and the bedside table, and we have a lot of new mannequins. We use low fidelity mannequins for students to practice skills on in those labs.
I think we might have a photo of that. Is that the simulation?
Part of it.
Okay, part of the simulation.
This is the low fidelity mannequins are basically mannequins that just lay there, but they have some features that allow us to insert certain types of tubes and catheters and things of that nature and do skills on them.
So there's something
that's
there.
A good example. Now that is a high fidelity mannequin in that picture. That's our Sim Junior, and we're able to do a pediatric asthma simulation with him, with students. The high fidelity mannequins are a wonderful teaching tool for our students because they talk. They're connected to a computer program, and they talk to the students. They answer students' questions. They have actual physiological like breath sounds and bowel sounds and heart sounds, so the students can do an assessment. It's really neat.
That is really neat.
And so we're utilizing that. Now that is the simulation area as well, and that's Dr. Evelyn Lightsey sitting at the laptop there. She's in the control room, and we run various very real life scenarios of patients with situations, and the students have to take care of them as if they're a real person. So it's just a great, safe learning environment. So, the good part about high fidelity simulation is that they can't really hurt anybody, Now they might break the arm off the mannequin or do, something like that, but they can't actually hurt a human. It's a great way to learn.
Yeah. Do they then go on to working with humans from after that? And then that's like the next step, but that's a great place to practice.
Right.
Yeah.
And we actually have an intermediate step too.
Okay.
So before they actually go out and work more with patients, they can continue to hone their skills. And we have a standardized patient experience. And so this is actually 4 rooms, has audio visual, and we bring in actors from the community. They're paid actors, and we give them a script. There's things they have to learn, a diagnosis that they have. And so students actually can go from the mannequins, which are fantastic. These are $100,000 mannequins, then to real life patients practicing, continue to hone those skills, and then they go out to the clinical arena.
Right.
Wow.
So the standardized patient experience is our newest addition to the Simulation Center. So it's going really, really well. I talked with Dr. Lightsey the other day about a new simulation with some of our new students. They're going in for the first time. Teaches them so much about communication and how, sometimes the younger generation, they're so used to their cell phones and their texting, they don't really know how to talk to people. So it gives them that opportunity to be able to practice communication skills. Once the standardized patient scenario is over, the person who's acting gets to give the student feedback. So it's like, you made me really uncomfortable because you never looked at me. You looked at the wall or you stared at the computer. You never made eye contact with me. You didn't seem that you had any self-esteem, like you're not real sure of yourself. And of course that's to be expected because they're brand new.
That's got to be a little nerve-wracking in a way to go from, from the mannequin to the real person.
But it's great soft skills for them to practice.
It is.
And that's for all of us, to be honest with you.
Sure.
For example, I'm a very introverted person, and so for me to come out of my shell, sometimes it's very hard. And so being able to, again, it's hard to talk to a mannequin. I mean, you can sort of practice that, but really being able to focus on a real patient. Many of these are retired physicians, retired faculty, retired nurses, and so they do have that insight to what it should really be like. And I think the feedback they can give to the students is phenomenal. Like Dr. Mulinex was talking about, you didn't look at me in the eye. And so just hearing it from them, and it's also recorded, so we can also come back to the student and they can do a self-evaluation of, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I could do this better. And again, it's all about the patient. So what we can do to make it a better patient experience, then we're all in.
I appreciate that very much. From being a patient, that is one of those things that, because it's already like, you know, when you're going to the doctor, you're already kind of, you know, anxiety heightened because you don't know what's going on. And, you know, I mean, it can be really scary to be a patient. So to know that you have someone that has that good bedside manner who can make you feel comfortable and you know that they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
That's really important.
The patient doesn't doubt that at all.
Yes.
It's one of our goals,
Yeah, so that's important.
And I think one thing too that we see patients, almost all patients, not some, we have pregnancies where it's just a fantastic, you know, experience for, you know, the family. But we really see patients at their worst.
That's so
and
true.
So you never know, you know, a diagnosis they may have been given the day before, or we've done some previous tests and we're unsure and we need to do some follow-up tests. And so just having that in the back of your head for a day, a couple of days, maybe a week before they see us, it's difficult for them. And so just helping students understand working with those patients in those situations, and, you know, again, just to make sure it's the best experience we can in those difficult situations.
That's great. Knowing that your healthcare provider is on your side and actually like ready to figure out what's going on with you and help you work through whatever health you know situation you may have is so important.
That's one thing that we teach a lot in nursing, is how nurses can be advocates for their patients. So it's very important that they gain the confidence and the knowledge and skill that they have to be able to pick up on things with patients, and then to be able to advocate for them, you know, report things to the providers. So it's very important.
Yeah.
And it's really an inquisitive time for our students, because probably like my parents would go to the doctor and everything's fantastic. And you're like, well, that's not what you've been telling me the last couple of days. And so just going in there and knowing those exact questions to ask, and helping the patients to feel comfortable with discussing some of the things that are difficult for them to discuss. And so I think that's the important thing. So the way we can get the best diagnosis and the best treatment for that is to really understand what the underlying problem is. And sometimes you sort of have to coax that from the patient.
Sure, they do.
I can imagine. Not everybody just wants to be an open book about what's going on. And not even understanding. We don't always, even if it's our body, we don't always understand what's going on with it. And so to have somebody there as an advocate to help you work through that and to answer those correct questions, or ask those right questions is so important. Well, it's so cool to have that simulator. How long has that been?
We've been doing the high fidelity simulation for a number of years, but we really are trying to pump up the program and really improve. We're hoping in the near future to get some new mannequins, because what we have is they're becoming out, you know, technology changes constantly. So we're at that point where we need to replace some of those. One thing I wanted to say today, and just to give a shout out to our simulation coordinator, Dr. Evelyn Lightsey, she was just able to obtain the Certified Healthcare Simulator Educator certification. That's required by the Alabama Board of Nursing to be in place for all simulation coordinators of programs in the state of Alabama by August of this year. So she was able to go ahead and jump on it and study. And she just got word, I believe, last week that she passed the certification exam. So
well,
we're very, very proud of her. Way to go, Dr. Lightsey.
That's amazing. Now, I think I read, congratulations, I think I read something about this program was the only one in Alabama. Is that correct? Is that the simulation program?
That's probably our apprenticeship program.
The apprenticeship program. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. There's so many things to talk about. As I was reading about this, I mean, I was just like notes. I have so many notes on it because there's just so many cool things that y'all do and so many different programs that you offer and so many. So we've got to take a quick break right now, but hold on because we have so many great things to talk about. Stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
At Family Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
You may not believe it, but it's true. The 2024 Team 1 Chevys are here. All 23-24 Silverado Light Duties have 2.9% financing for 72 months. The hottest new 24 Team 1 Chevy Blazer, 1.9% financing and no payments till April. And the #1 selling family vehicle, the Equinox. 24 models. You got it. 1.9% financing and no payments till April. Team 1 Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. Or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is 7:45 on your Thursday morning, May the 16th, and we are visiting with Gadsden State. Every Thursday, we get to learn more about Gadsden State, and it just is impressive every Thursday. This morning, we are talking about the Veterans Upward Bound program and the Student Support Services. And so I'm joined by Sarah Altman and Kenesha Jackson, and they're teaching us more about these programs. And so one of the things that when we were on break, I was asking, there's up to 600 people can be a part of the Student Support Services.
That's correct.
And you're maxed out on that.
Yes, we always accept applications for students. So if you are interested in being part of that and you are not yet, as a Gadsden State student, you are more than welcome to fill out an application and apply for our program, and we will let you know within a week if you have met eligibility or not.
All right, so this is any student that's currently enrolled at Gadsden State may apply for this program.
Yes.
And they have to, every eligible student must have an academic need and meet at least one of the following qualifications. Let's talk about those qualifications.
Yes, the qualifications are income eligible, and then we have disabled and first generation students. It's any of the above. So you have to at least meet one of those to be eligible for the program.
Well, so every day you're getting applications in it?
It has been every day constantly, and that's a blessing.
That's a good problem
It
to
is
have.
a good problem to have. Is there a chance of growing that program to?
Yes, I'm sure there's always room for growth. We are currently one of the second largest student support services programs, so we have a huge budget already. So I'm not sure what growth we would have exactly as growing the 600 number.
Yeah.
But there's always, students graduating, moving on for new students to come in and take advantage of our services.
Well, and it is a grant program. Both of our programs are funded under U.S. Department of Education. And so really when you join either of our programs, it joins you up with a network across the country. So, you know, neither of our programs are independent. You know, there's more student support services. Our program is very small. We only have 60 something, but I think there's over 1,100 student support services programs,
there's
something like that.
several.
It might be more than that, but across the country. So it's, you know, it's a national network, which is pretty cool as well. It's not just a Gadsden State thing. So.
Yeah, and so the second largest in the country.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And you don't want to dilute it either, like with the 600. Like you want to be able to offer those support and like have that one-on-one with the students as well.
Yes.
And one of the things is tutoring. What subjects is offered with tutoring?
With our tutoring program, we offer anything from your Englishes to your computer science classes, math courses. Biology is a huge one. Our nursing students have a certain requirement that they have to have to even apply for the nursing program. So we are constantly doing biology tutoring. We even could do like any of the technical if we could get some tutors in from those departments. I know I've had one student in the office administration that took her own time out to tutor one of our other students, which was amazing on her part. And we just have a really good group of kids that are willing to help each other.
Well, and you do hire tutors as well.
We do hire tutors, yes we do. We do. We are looking for tutors all the time, every semester.
Well, tell them how they can get in touch with you if they are interested in tutoring.
If you're interested in tutoring for Gadsden State SSS Airs, you can contact me at keden, that's EDEN, at gadsdenstate.edu. And then if you are wanting to tutor in Gadsden or Cherokee, you will contact Alicia Stevens at Stevens, STEPHENS at gadsdenstate.edu.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah. So I mean, people are looking for those opportunities.
Yes.
But often you have students that are tutors.
We have peer tutors and professional tutors, so at our campus, and they do have that on the Gadsden campus as well. We look for students that have been there at least 2 semesters and that have a good transcript. I think it's a 3.5 or higher to be able to tutor for us. Yes.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're tutoring.
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. That's such a great way for the students to interact with one another and to gain experience and
earn a little money.
Yeah,
it's always good to have a part-time job when you're in college.
Yes, that is true.
We need that. We all need a little extra cash here and there, especially our students, full-time students.
Yes, and our minimum pay is going to be $12 starting in August. So
okay, awesome.
Please put your applications in if you would like to. Send me your resume.
Yeah, get that tutoring going.
Yes.
I can't offer any tutoring. Not in those subjects, at least math. I would need that extra help. That is something I always needed extra help with. Math. I don't know, words. I like words.
And I'm the opposite,
yeah. Math. I know it's needed. It just doesn't. I don't know.
I know. Give me all the math problems.
Okay, deal.
That's me. My brain, it works the opposite way.
Deal. I'll call you next time I have some math questions. You can help me out. So you've talked about how the programs work together.
Yes.
And so let's talk about that. So the Veterans Upward Bound program, how long has that been a program there at Gadsden State?
Gadsden State has also, it's been a pretty old program. It's been since the 90s, and again, that's pretty unusual. It's when we go to our big conference, we find a lot of new programs or within the last 10 years. So Gadsden State has a long history of being able to help veterans and having a specific grant program specifically for them.
That's great. That's so important.
It is. So our program, same as Kenesha's, is funded under the TRIO legislation, and so that was written back 1964 under President Johnson, and so ever since then there have been TRIO programs. The traditional Upward Bound was the first one, and that works with high school students. Gadsden State has that as well. But after that, it was Talent Surge, which, you know, and SSS. So those were the original 3, and now there's a whole bunch of them. And so Veterans Upward Bound is one that came off of the original Upward Bound. So It's a specialty program. We're a much narrower lane than student support services, but our veterans can also get services when they're finished with our program. They can transition. So Kanisha and I work together, and we work with the ones in Gadsden as well to transition our veterans, make sure they have as much support as they can get. So
they deserve it.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
absolutely.
When we were on break, we saw one of the videos, and you said, "Oh yeah,
Oh,
tell us about that." That was one of the commercials for the veterans.
Yeah, so Gadsden State does marketing campaigns, and one of our veterans participated this year. His name's Greg, so you'll see him in him and his son. And so, yeah, he was very, very gracious in doing all the PR things. But it's really nice to show that he's a dad, he is a student, he is also still a current reservist, Special Forces. So he, works full time. He does all the things. I'm not really sure when he sleeps, but yeah, he's a great representation of our program, and the really big success that our veterans can have, and we support him all the way and cheerlead for them all the way. So it's
and we appreciate our veterans so much. And
absolutely.
Thanks for showing them that extra love that is so deserved. And sleep is not something that veterans really get much of anyway. So
we talk about it in our office. Again, transitioning into civilian life, and especially coming into a college setting, sometimes is a bit strange and different from living military life. And so we sort of work with our veterans on that, and knowing how to navigate, knowing who to talk to, what to ask, how to successfully fill out all the paperwork. There's a lot of benefits paperwork and things like that. We can talk about that in a little bit, but lots of those kind of navigational things that if we don't know, we'll find out for you. And that's, I think that's with both of our programs.
Yes.
We say that a lot. It's like, you can ask us, we may or may not know.
But we'll find out.
Yeah. We're all in this together. Once you're on our roster, we're, counting you in our program. We're responsible for your outcomes. And so it doesn't do us any good to give you bad advice.
Right.
No. And that's nice. Sometimes you don't know the answer, but if you're willing to get in there and find it, again, I mean, that's great. Yeah. There's a lot of comfort in that.
There is.
I'm sure your students feel that comfort to know that they have somebody on their side that they can go to.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's the goal anyway.
Yes.
That's great. You both seem like you really love what you do.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely do.
I really do.
I didn't even ask you, how long have you been working on these projects, or on these with this, like with student support and with the Upward Bound programs?
Well, I've been in the TRIO world for almost 13 years now. I worked for Talent Search, which is like a sister program to SSS. So they work with 6th through 12th grade. And so they were my babies and watching them grow up. And then now I'm having some students that were in 6th grade that are now in SSS. And I'm like, it's just like a full circle moment. And I've been the director at the AIRS Student Support Services since February of 22. So I've been there a little over a year now, and it's been absolutely amazing. I couldn't see myself being anywhere else. They're precious, and TRIO kiddos just need that extra support, and it's so important for us just to give them all of the things that they may not be receiving. Right. And so it's definitely heart work is what I always call it. It's heart work. And it is so rewarding at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, so I have been in TRIO 19 years. So actually I was with Student Support Services for about 15 of them, 10-ish as a transfer advisor, and the rest as a director. And then when I moved over to Veterans Upward Bound, I've been there about 5 years now, so almost 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been in TRIO a long time, and similar thing. I just, was sort of early in my career and saw this job posting, and it was working with low income, income eligible, Pell eligible, first generation disability students, and I was a Pell Grant student when I came up through college. So and a first generation as well. So to me, I thought, oh, that was me. That would be very helpful if I had someone, telling me what to do, because I feel like I sort of just figured my way through it. But I'm sure there was a much straighter line that I could have taken if I had someone telling me, like, hey. So, yeah, I just sort of fell into it and found that it was really something I loved doing. And yeah, there's so many great stories about people that have really come through it and shined, and both in the veterans program and student support services.
Yes.
So
I'd love to hear some of those stories. Let's hold on to that for a moment, because I want to hear some, and we have some to share also, some videos. So stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. We're learning about Gadsden State and so many of the cool programs that they have to offer there. So we'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in to Rise and Shine. Have a safe and happy 4th of July, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.